Hi everyone, this is your host Bilal and welcome to an episode of Cyberflux. Today we will be diving into a really important topic called asset discovery functions in OT environments. Before we get a bit technical, let's ask ourselves, why is asset discovery such a big deal? Well, essentially it's all about knowing what devices and systems are connected to your OT network. These tools do more than just inventory. They can help you with threat management, incident response, and a whole lot more. But today, we will be only focusing on two main methods for discovering assets: passive scanning and active scanning. So let's start with passive scanning. This type of scanning function just listens to the network traffic to identify devices. Think of it like someone is eavesdropping on a conversation at a social gathering without actually joining in. Now this method is continuous and non-intrusive, which is perfect for environments where you can't afford any disruptions. Let's look at some technical facts. So, since passive scanning doesn't interact with devices, it's ideal for critical systems that require high availability. Passive scanning is continuous, real-time visibility into the network. So this allows OT engineers to monitor traffic patterns and detect anomalies such as unexpected communications that could indicate a security breach. While passive scanning is excellent for maintaining stability, it might not capture all device details. For instance, devices that communicate infrequently or use encrypted traffic might not be fully identified. This is where combining it with active scanning can fill in the gaps, but we'll get into that later. So the advantages of passive scanning is that it's non-intrusive and continuous real-time monitoring. The cons, on the other hand, that it might miss devices that don't talk too much and doesn't always give you the detailed information. Now, let's talk about active scanning. You can call it smart polling, safe probing, safe queries, whatever makes it seem less daunting for you. This method involves scanning the network and sending out probes to identify devices. It's a bit like knocking on every door in the neighborhood to see who's home. Fun fact, the hackers use this technique to find vulnerabilities, but now we use it to defend our networks. And I know what you're thinking. Why do a lot of engineers, especially on the plant floor or the shop floor, freak out when they hear the term active scanning? Well, it's because this method can be a bit intrusive. It may disrupt the OT systems and even slow down the network. But let's look at some technical facts. Many OT devices like PLCs and SCADA systems are sensitive to OT network or OT traffic in general. The risk isn't associated with the systems shutting down through active scanning. It's more to do with the disruptions and causing latency issues for those systems. Now, it's essential to understand the elements of impacting systems like PLCs. These risks can be due to the type of content sent by the scanning tool, the nature of type of PLCs, and how they interact and respond to scanning packets. So we need to understand that the active approach is not about finding devices. It's more about understanding their configurations, firmware versions, and other granular details, and even finding potential vulnerabilities. So the advantages of active scanning is super detailed information about each asset and identifying vulnerabilities, while the disadvantage leans somewhere around could disrupt operations or might slow down the network. So what is better, choosing from active or passive? I do not believe that there's one right answer for all use cases. My answer would be both. Both active and passive scanning functions play crucial roles, and often a combination of the two enhances security and operational efficiency. For active scanning, if you are worried about disruption of critical systems, active scanning could be performed during scheduled maintenance windows. Or you could choose a time when ongoing operations are not that critical and to have that scanning session monitored for the duration of it. Easier said than done, but possible. Let me know down in the comments if you would like me to cover any topic related to OT cybersecurity. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope this has been informative. See you next time.